Nobody knows what I'm going through. I'm all alone in this. And I felt like I was drowning. But having that group of people that I could say, look, I'm suicidal. I don't want to kill myself, but it's going through my head. I just need to get it out.
Yes.
And to go, that's okay. We're here for you. Just let us know where you're at, and we'll help keep you safe if we need to.
One, action. I don't know about you, but I'm having some technical difficulties over here. Can we try that again? All right, well, I guess not. Just know that this is Wander.Wonders 906 podcast. Welcome to Monday, November 3rd, 1:15, no, 1:18 Eastern Standard Time. It is a beautiful day in the neighbor. Actually, it's really not a beautiful day in the neighborhood. It's pretty windy out there. Today on the show, I have guests Jayne and I'm sorry if this is Benne, Benne. I've known her since 2017. Who is calling me right now? Secretary, can you hold all my calls, please? Thanks. All right, sorry. Just making sure that this is her first time going on a podcast and going on my podcast and yada blah blah. So just want to make sure everything is kosher. Usually people do that before. This is just very laid back. This is just me and my podcast journey, figuring things out, and I keep it very real, very whoa, very raw, and it just is what it is. Life is good today. Life is good every day, but well, you know what I'm saying. Oh, yeah. So I met her in 2017 when I was diving deeper into my mental health journey. Somehow, I was in Pennsylvania and I didn't have anybody around me. I didn't know anybody. And so I went online to try and find people that were like me. I don't know what I typed in, maybe online support groups. Um, and I found at the time it was a different website name, but now it's www.heypeers.com, HEYPEERS.com, and it is a great resource for anybody struggling with any type of mental health issue. They have all sorts of different groups from different organizations like NAMI and DBSA. There's more organizations on there, but I'm not sure. And they have art groups, music groups, just regular support groups. Oops. Hello. Hey, it's lagging on my end.
Yeah,
Give it
I'm
to me.
gonna connect to the Wi-Fi here. Hold on a second.
Okay, and I can't see myself either.
I thought I was sitting there for a while, and I was like, she said she'd be here, and like I didn't realize I had to hit the join button.
I wonder why you can't see me though.
I can see you.
Oh, you can see me?
Yeah,
Okay, well that's as long as
it's
that.
just it was lagging.
Oh, well, I know I'm there. I know I'm cute. So that's all that matters. Yeah, I was just telling people cuz we're live right now and I was just telling people how we met and
Yeah, crazy, right?
17, 18, 19, 20,
I
21,
didn't
22,
realize we
23,
were
24,
live, so I
25.
didn't mean to like
That's
interrupt
perfectly
you.
fine.
I'm
It's very
sorry.
real, very raw.
Okay, I'm connected to the Wi-Fi.
They knew I had technical difficulties because
Is
I
that
had jumped
better?
on when I first jumped on too.
Now I can't see you.
So it's all good. I think people appreciate the relatability.
There you are. It is lagging on my end. I can hear myself. Maybe I'm hearing
Maybe
myself
it's
through
just me.
your. No, you have your phones on.
Oh no.
Do I need to have earphones? Sorry, we're working this out, people.
No. Yeah.
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah. Are you hearing the feedback?
No.
No, it's just me. It'll drive me nuts.
What about now?
Let me see. Okay, that's better.
Oh, yay, good. Okay. So, and how do you say your last name?
Benne. Janie Benne.
Okay. So, Janie Benne, out of where are you
I
now?
am out of Atlanta, Georgia right now.
Ayo. So, do you want to continue our conversation where we're at, or do you want to start with where like your mental health journey started?
Well,
We got
maybe we
time?
can start with where I went and it will segue into our conversation.
That's perfect. I'm down for whatever. And anything goes, smoking, drinking, swearing. This is my show.
Okay. All right. So I guess to start, I was diagnosed bipolar when I was 15, had suicidal ideations, and went into the hospital the very first time when I was 15. And my journey was about every 2 years, I would end up back in the hospital suicidal. Stints of really good times. Um, but then something would happen, some kind of trauma, and it would throw me into like a manic phase, and then I'd become suicidal. And it was just like the spiral. And in 2012, I had a major trauma, which like reenacted my core trauma, which is like yelling, verbal abuse.
Yeah.
And I cracked, ended up in the state hospital, and on disability. It took me till 2017 after I had been in and out of the hospital for 6 months. I lost my place of living. I had to move in with my family, my brother, my older brother. And I was doing what they said to do. I was taking my medicine. I was going to the doctor. I was in therapy. And a year later, and 50 pounds heavier because of the medicine they put me on, I was like,
Yep.
okay, so what are the doctors telling me, not telling me to do that I need to be doing in order to not end up back in the hospital? Because I never want to be there again. That's my goal. Never end up back in the hospital. So I just started this journey, and a friend of mine had talked about how important support groups were to people who had bipolar. So that was kind of the first thing I did. And I didn't have a car, so I went to support groups online. And I went to a couple in-person support groups, but I didn't have to take a shower and get dressed or anything. So the online groups
Right.
were like my people, right?
Very convenient.
And it was the first time I joined was the first time I didn't feel alone in this world with my mental health struggle. Before, I felt like nobody could ever understand. Nobody knows what I'm going through. I'm all alone in this. And I felt like I was drowning. But having that group of people that I could say, look, I'm suicidal. I don't want to kill myself, but it's going through my head. I just need to get it out.
Yes.
Um, and to go, that's okay. We're here for you. Just let us know where you're at, and we'll help keep you safe if we need to. That was like the biggest thing, and I was hooked for support groups from then on out. I mean, I had signed up for every support group I could sign up for online, and I also was in therapy on BetterHelp, and they have
Oh,
a
okay.
BetterHelp.com. They have a support group in there, and it's run by a neuropsychologist, Jennifer Sweden, Sweeton. And you can look up her on YouTube and find her videos. But she explained that about neuroplasticity. Basically, our brains are not stuck this way. We have the ability to change them, rewire them, and live a different way, a different life. And I was like, what? we can rewire our brains. What? You mean I'm not stuck this way? I can change this? What do I have to do? And so I just Googled, rewiring your brain, and I listened to Dr. Joe Dispenza and, um, just all of these people, and got into learning about quantum physics, which is amazing, and the energies of this world and our energy. And it just, everything started coming together. And I was also in an in-person support group, through my therapist. It was a trauma support group, and they were talking about how important meditation was and all of these studies that have been done on it. And I was like, is it really, like, come on, meditation can't be that important. And they're like, try it. And the lady in the group told me, she goes, it's kind of like it gives you a buffer. So it makes you pause before you react. And I was like, okay, I didn't really understand what she meant, but I started 5 minutes every day, and I would just sit down and close my eyes and breathe and just focus on my breath. And I got up to 15 minutes, and at 15 minutes, I started feeling this frustration. It was like, just this frustration coming out. And I was like, what is this? And so I was like angry for like a week. And then finally I overcame that. So it was like somehow it's working in your brain. I don't know how meditation works, but it does. And it was the most significant thing I did in my journey. The other things I did were taking supplements. A doctor, AMEN. He's got a clinic in Georgia. He's got them all over the country. And he actually is the only psychiatrist that does brain scans of his patients. Now, I called. The brain scans are $5,000. Most insurances do not cover them, which is unfortunate. But, psychiatry is the only form of medicine that they don't actually look at the organ that's diseased. And this doctor does. And in his book, it's called Change Your Brain, Change Your Life. I got it for $4.95. That was the shipping cost off of his website. It was the free book. And it lists almost every mental health diagnosis and the supplements that you should take to help them. And so I did. And um, it, it makes a difference. I know that I need L-methylfolate, which is a part of a chemical that helps with depression. If you don't produce enough of that naturally, you have to take a supplement. And I had my DNA done, which I totally recommend for everybody to do. Ask your doctor to run a DNA
Say
panel,
you mean?
and they will run it through all these medications, and they'll give you a list of ones that are good for you, ones that are not good for you, how you metabolize
Yep.
them,
Yep.
and which ones you should take. And it takes a little bit of the guesswork out of it for your psychiatrist and you. Um, I mean, I also take pain medicine, and one of the pain meds that said was okay for me happened to interact with one of my psychiatric meds and cause high blood pressure. So it doesn't it doesn't talk about interactions between different meds, but just that, you could take it. And it worked. I just couldn't take it with that medicine. So I had to find something else. But doing exercise, also exercise, just 30 minutes every day outside doing something um made a difference. So it's like it sucks that it takes to do all of these things just so I can have a normal brain, right? But at some point, it does kind of get level out. Well, back in COVID, I moved in with a friend of mine, and the environment wasn't conducive to meditating. It was very loud. I stopped meditating. I would do it every now and then, and it's now 2025, and so 5 years later, and I'm about to lose my fucking mind because I stopped doing everything that I know I should do. So, at this point, it's like, do I even have the effort to do it, you know? I do, I know I can do it. I guess it's my bipolar right now, but I feel like any extra energy that I have to extend is get angry at. Like, you know, put the put the clothes away or whatever. I don't want to put the clothes away. You know, like it's just like if it wasn't my idea, I don't have the extra energy to deal. And I don't think I could be in public today really very much. Maybe I can go to the gas station, but like even the little interaction I have with my mom at my house, I could feel the edge that I'm on, that I'm just ready to blow up at anybody. And I mean, I I'm depressed, but I'm not suicidal, which is great because that means hospital, right? So I I've gotten to the point where I am not suicidal, but I don't want to get there. So we're stopping here. This is our stop point. We're going to go forward. I'm going to be dog sitting, so I'm going to start meditating a couple times a day, I think, and gotta get out there and walk. I mean, I walk my dog, but I think you need to get your heart rate up. I'm going to start doing that Asian walking. Have you heard of that?
Oh, you were telling me about that last time where you
Yeah, you walk for
what
3 minutes slow and
fast
three
walk for
minutes
30.
fast for 30 minutes. You alternate them. And it's supposed to be fabulous. I'm going to give it a try. So we'll see. Supposed to
And what
like
else are you gonna take?
lose 20 pounds by Christmas thing. That's what they're saying.
No, you're gonna take your vitamin D.
Oh, I'm going to take my vitamin D. I bought it. I just have to take it. Remember where I put it.
Yeah.
Because I'm not in the same place every day. Like I'm over here with there's Molly and you see her.
No.
Hi Molly.
That's a nice cage.
I gotta take care of Molly and then I'll be at Winston's house and so I have to carry everything with me and it's hard to remember everything, especially right now.
Don't you have one of those pill organizers?
Girl, I don't just have an organizer. I have the extra large capacity bag.
Okay, okay. Well, just toss your vitamin D in there. I'm telling you, it makes a world of difference.
I will. I will.
If I didn't think that it did, then I
That's
wouldn't
like
be
me.
dog
That's
meat
like
so
how
much.
I feel about methylfolate. Like you have to take it. So I will take the vitamin D. I will take it when I get home tonight. I promise.
Okay, thank
You.
you. So, all the things. Um, let's see. So, how is your like support system with your family, your mom? Like, is she supportive? Like, how was she when you first were diagnosed? Like, how did you come across your diagnosis? You like something triggered it and you were like, oh, I need to go see something? Like,
Well, we had this lady come talk at our church, and she talked about how she had been sexually abused, and it rang true with me. Like all my life, boys and men have been filling up my skirt. And I realized like that wasn't normal, like it was trauma and it triggered a bipolar episode or it was my first like and also in school I was like in honors English and I'm not a real fast reader and we had a lot of reading and I was starting to fall behind in school. I was in all these honors classes and so I think the course load plus the trauma, the realization of trauma, like, cause something's wrong, but you don't know what it is. You can't put your finger on it, right? And then like that lady kind of helped put the finger on it. And then it was like, I didn't want to kill myself, but I wanted to go to sleep and not wake up, which is wanting to kill yourself. But in my 15-year-old brain, that's
Yeah, it's
what,
scary. It's
like,
scary because
um,
these are all new emotions that haven't been explained to you, and you're experiencing it for the first time. And I also want to say I think it's a beautiful thing, and this is partly why I do this, because you hear somebody else talk about their story, and that's why it's so important to share your story, because there are other people struggling out there that don't know what they're going through, but they know that they're going through something. So I also want to take the time to thank you for sharing your story, and you're going to help a lot of people. You
thank
got a
you.
lot of knowledge, you got a lot of experience. Yeah.
Thank you. I hope so. I hope that my struggle hasn't been just for me. I don't want people to have to struggle as long as I've had to struggle. I mean, by doing all the things that I was doing, I got back to work. I was working part-time. Um, and I actually finished my associate's degree. So, you know, there there's a lot to be said for the journey, and you learn so much in your journey. But I don't know. I always just want to share the good. And
I
and
get that.
if I can ease somebody else's pain, that's like my greatest prayer. You know, there's a
So, what are some of the ways now you used to cope with when you're feeling like this? Like you know that you're on the edge, but you just and you know you can't let yourself fall back into old ways. Like what are some of the things realistically that you do to like talk yourself off the ledge of explosion?
of it is kind of just letting the people around you know, like, look, today's not a good day. So that helps. Like, if you do react, at least they're expecting it. And you've kind of already
Right. Trying to
apologized
be a
for
little
it.
bit more understanding.
You can already apologize, like, sorry, like you react, sorry. They're like, it's okay, it's okay. Um, but meditation, different kinds of meditation, guided meditations, Tibetan bowl, Himalayan bowl. Um, Insight Timer has a lot of free meditations that you can do. And um, go for a walk. But I don't do any of them consistently anymore because my schedule has gotten in the way. Um, so now it's about trying to. I keep telling myself I need to write it down, like a schedule, like I need to do all these things every day, or every other day do this and every other day do that, 'cause there's so much to it and so much you can try, and some of it's fun, and uh, you know, talking on the phone, doing this helps. Just being able to get it out. This is how I feel. It's not like therapy where you process it, like I'm feeling this way because I was blah 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 when I was, you know. But no, it just like suffer with me.
Misery loves company, baby.
Yeah, yeah. Like those out there, come here, let's give each other a hug.
Well, listening to you talk and like a lot of the things that you're saying, I think maybe going back to those online support groups could really help you right now. It would just be like, I know your schedule is really busy, but I mean, dog sitting, you've got
Yeah,
lots going
yeah.
on on your
Dog
hands
sitting.
to.
I actually signed up for a group this afternoon, so
No way. What time? Because I don't want to interfere with
it
it.
it's at 2 Central, so 3 o'clock my time. So we're fine.
Okay. Just make sure you don't miss it, because that's a great step in the right direction because I know how hard it is when you're feeling some type of way and you know you got to do the thing, but you don't feel like doing the thing.
Yes, I struggle with that all the time. It's like I know I need to do it, but I don't
That's
wanna.
ADHD too. I think that's a big part of ADHD too because when I don't take my meds, like I'll see everything pile up and I'll just know that I have to do, but I don't know where to start. It's
Hmm.
overwhelming, and then I just let it get ah. So
Yeah, that's exactly where I'm at.
maybe I'll sign up for one or at least try out some of that. Another tool you use is that Gaia. Is that how you say it?
Yeah, yeah. It's more. They have a lot of information and videos about all sorts of stuff, and it's just really interesting to me. Sacred geometry and quantum physics, and Dr. Joe Dispenza has a whole series on rewiring the brain. That's really good.
Oh, and that's part of where we were talking about when we were on the phone before this.
Hmm.
Um, you started to talk about metaphysics, and because I was talking about how I love doing the podcast, I love what comes of it, but it just sometimes it's just so draining to have to provide that space to be compassionate, to listen to another story, and also be empathetic. And then that's when you started to tell me about metaphysics and vibrations and stuff like that. So, can you tell me a little bit more about any of it?
Yeah, totally. Every single one of us transmit an energetic field 6 feet around. It goes, I can't remember the name of the shape, but it goes up and around and down and through on both sides. So it's like you're the funnel. And our emotions are energy in motion. So when we're
I like
anxious,
that saying.
our energy is kind of vibrating at a certain level. And when someone comes in the room or is near us, whether they are consciously aware of it or not, you are affected by their energy and they are affected by yours. Just because you're in close vicinity. And so when we interact and have to be compassionate, one of the things we also want to do, this is something like if you go into a crowded room, you can apply this to any situation that you would like protection, but just like close your eyes, connect with your higher power, and ask them to encircle you in light, ground yourself, and ask for protection. That way, when that person comes in the room and they have negative energy, it'll just bounce off. Like literally, our thought, just that thought, just the saying, protect me, encircle me in light, protect me from negative energy. Just saying it puts it into play.
Puts it into existence. Yep.
Our words matter.
Something so simple and like a lot of people don't even that's that's another thing I do. When things are so simple, I'm just like, ah,
Yeah.
forget
And,
about
and
it.
and you can believe it or not believe it, but go go look at the science. It's there. We all have energetic fields. It's proof. There's proof. I'm not saying anything that's not proven.
Yeah, you do your research.
And I was even watching ancient civilizations on Gaia, and they were talking about the god Thoth, Thoth. He was that Egyptian god that had the bird head,
Okay.
and he brought a lot of knowledge to the earth. And like Hermes and Enoch and, oh, I forget the other guy. They're all they all embodied his spirit basically and passed on the knowledge. But he was talking about the circle of life, and they showed the picture of sacred geometry. Basically, it was a mandala, and it was the first chromosome ever made. Like, and that everything comes from this picture. Like, we are all this. Everything comes from this. And the idea was that we all can create our own reality, you know,
I believe that.
basically. So like we can embody that Christ self, whatever you want to call it, and create life, our life. We can have any kind of life we want, you know.
I strongly, strongly believe that.
I
Have that
I
mindset.
think we had a contract that, we agreed to before we came down here on this earth. And then we agreed to go through a couple of different, some scenarios. And there was a good reason behind it, you know? So whatever it is, I agreed to this. Fuck that.
I heard that too. A lot of the things that you're saying ring true and relevant to. I had a guy named Reginald Martin, and he was talking about all of these things. And you know what? This year or this season, I've really I've heard a lot about what you're talking about, like the electromagnetic force, the vibrations, the hertz that we operate at can really affect us. So,
Yeah, there's lots of frequency healing frequencies on YouTube that you can listen to.
is it like binaural beat kind of thing?
Yes, they have those as well.
Okay, I've heard of that too. So I'm feeling like my higher power is telling me to get on this train and learn more about it because I'm doing pretty good like in my life right now, but I could always, I'm always open to like new things, things that can always make me better.
I definitely see you doing that. I can hook you up. I can hook you up. Deep
Good.
dive into that guy.
I'm just like you. I just got to make time for it.
Yeah,
I know
and
I
the
got to
thing
do
is
it, but I
we
just got
have
to
all
make
the
time
time in
for
the
it.
world, but it's just like we're sitting on our ass on the couch and we don't have time. That's how I am. I'm like, I just can't.
Yep.
I'm trying. Like the only thing I can do is sit here and watch TV. Like that's the extent of my functionality today.
Today. Um, I have another question, and I'm not sure if it's, I don't know. I'm just thinking here, and I'm thinking of, my journey. And when we have those moments where we end up, I talk about prevention, but I don't talk about the aftermath of a crash out. Like when you find yourself, in crisis, like what do you do? What does your process look like to get back where you need to be? Does that make sense? Your like your RAP plan, wellness recovery action plan.
Well, I kind of really don't have one, to be honest. I when I started on my journey, like I would take one supplement and try it, and wait a week to see if I could see the results from it. And then I would go on to the next one. But it was a different energy behind it. Like now it's like I know what I need to do. I just need to do it. But it's that I just can't right now. I just can't today. Like,
And you're just one person, and you've got like a big pile of these stressors on top of you. I really think the support groups are going to help you get back to where you want to be. I
yeah, I
really
think
see
that's
that.
my ground zero is support group.
That's a good, yes, that's a very good start. Good. And I'm thinking of you and I'm rooting for you because You've been my longtime friend, and I love that we can go back and forth like this and know what each other are talking about.
Yeah, exactly.
Is there anything that we haven't covered that you would like to cover?
I could probably
This
talk
was
a
very
lot
interesting.
about a whole bunch of stuff, but I think I've said what I need to say today.
I like that. And I think you're going to help. I know you're going to help a lot of people.
I hope so.
I do. And I feel very optimistic for your future just as long as you keep, I love the saying healing isn't linear because we go forward, we go backward, we go forward, forward, backward, backward. It's
Hmm.
all up and down. And I have the utmost faith in you.
Thank you. Thanks
Yeah,
for
thank you for
having me.
being here today. Hell yeah. I love that we have been talking about it and we finally put it into existence.
Yay, we did
All right, well, I'm going to get ready for my next podcast. It's going to be 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and honestly, I don't want to say we keep it real here. I don't know who I'm interviewing. That's why I'm going to go do research. I'm terrible. I really am. But thank
it.
you again for being on the show. I love you.
I love
Have a
you
good
too.
day.
You too. Bye.
Dun dun dun. And I don't know if you guys could. Am I stopped? I don't know if you guys could hear me, see me, or not.